You know, this reminds me of our dear, dear extra people pleaser friend, Crystal, and the time that we took her to Put in Bay and she almost let her appendix explode on a remote island with no hospital.
She didn't want us to have to drive 45 minutes back home. So instead, she got on a ferry to an island where there are no medical facilities.
It's not selfish to protect your peace and to protect your productivity and to protect your happiness.
Can you rebrand the website this week?
Lauren, what's one time you wish that you had said no at work?
Starting a business with you.
I was going to say the same thing. Just kidding. Okay, no, really, I'm glad I didn't say no to that. I almost did, but...
Well, you had two options. Yes or no?
Yes. You always have two options.
Right.
Yes or no. And I said yes, and that could have been a bad decision.
You know what?
But it turned out great.
The thing that's good about boundaries and decisions is you can always change your mind. What's one time that I wish I would have said no? You know, it was when I was putting off leaving. It's happened a couple times. Leaving a job, and they were like, "What if you just like stayed on a little longer?" And I was like, sure.
You like tried to quit and they were like, but what if you didn't?
Yeah. Well, there's that, right? There's always, we can talk about this later if we want to, but there's always the counteroffer.
Right, of course.
Oof. But for me specifically, at least 2 times, I wanted to leave a job and was presented with an alternative, less cumbersome situation. And I was
to
like,
stay at the same company?
To stay. Or to like work a little bit long, like extend my time there. So I said yes. I've said yes twice to that. And looking back, it's fine. Like, it's not like it was detrimental to me.
Sure.
But it certainly like extended my like
delay the inevitable.
Yeah. Of like, I could have like just done something different sooner.
Yeah. This is like probably advice that not everyone will agree with, but I always tell people, when you go to quit a job, of course they're going to, I mean, assuming that this was not a mutual decision, like, thank God you got another job. They, of course, are going to try to keep you. They're going to try to offer you more money, but never take an offer like this.
Totally agree.
If you have made it to the point where you have accepted another offer and you have decided that you're going to quit your current job, I'm sure you've also accepted the other offer. More money is going to make you feel better for like 2 months tops.
And they would have given it to you if they wanted to,
right,
before.
Obviously, they thought you were worth this.
Right.
But not until you threatened them. And that's not really a great way to stay in a relationship.
Totally.
Yeah. I can't really think of a good example of a time that I said yes and I should have said no. But sure there are plenty. I think plenty of times I said no.
You're very good at setting boundaries now. We feel very strongly about boundaries.
Yeah. I did when I left the job I had before I went into consulting the first time. My boss said, "Can you take us on as a client?" And I did not wish to do that because I was leaving for a reason, first of all. And I knew that they would really struggle with the concept of working with me for basically the same amount of money, but for a smaller fraction of time. And that would be a really difficult boundary for me to hold.
Mm-hmm.
So I just told them, sorry, the company I'm going to doesn't work with companies like yours.
Lies.
Yeah, it was a lie.
Sometimes your boundaries might be lies. That's okay.
It's okay to lie a little bit. Not like a lot.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm sure your new company would be so happy if you're bringing in new business on the first day. And I was like, no.
I don't know what it is.
But I'm so glad that I did that. Like, that would have made me really miserable, and I needed to be done with that situation.
Yeah. Why is it that some people feel the need to say yes?
Patriarchy, obviously. So you know a lot of men that have a hard time saying no. I know a lot of women. I think we're just sort of conditioned this way.
Well, I also think that, like, for work specifically, like, let's talk about work boundaries specifically.
Yeah.
You're paid to do a job. And so if that person who is employing you, or that company is employing you to do a job, is asking you to do something, you're like, oh, I want to do a good job. But,
of course.
But I do think that there's also a lot of ways to protect yourselves by looking at like what is in my job description, what are the expectations of like the hours I will be working or how many hours I will be working, and then being confident and sticking to that.
I did have a colleague early in my career that told me something about working too many hours that really stuck with me. It was like every hour that you work more than 40 hours a week is like diluting your net effective pay. Like you're not getting paid more.
You used to make $10 an hour and now you're making $7.
Yep.
Stop it.
Don't do that to yourself. Take all your PTO. Don't overwork. You don't owe them anything more than what you've agreed to. Like this is a business relationship. It is a contractual agreement. You are going to provide services in this capacity for this amount of time, and they are going to pay you this amount of money. You don't owe them anything more than that. The success of this company is not riding on your back. That is for the person that owns the company.
Yeah. And if you're doing work, if you're saying yes to things that like are pushing you further than you want to go, then you're essentially telling your company that they don't actually need like more people to do that because you're already doing it.
So you are like sacrificing your personal time to solve a resource management issue for a company.
And frankly, the onus is on the person also that is not holding that boundary, right? Like if you're just going to keep doing it,
they're not going to tell you to stop.
They're not going to feel the pain. How are they supposed to know that? Honestly, like how are they supposed to know if they're not feeling the pain?
That's how, you leave a job and then they find out they need to replace you with 3 people. Like if that is a situation you found yourself in, you did a shitty job upholding boundaries while you were in that role.
Yep.
That was a disservice to you and it was a disservice to the company.
Yeah. I think it's not like you're not actually pleasing anyone when you're not holding your boundaries.
Especially yourself. You're the least pleased of all. Everyone is sad, especially you.
Right. And they may be happy.
Yes.
They may be happy.
This reminds me of our dear, dear extra people pleaser friend, Crystal, and the time that we took her to Put-in-Bay and she almost let her appendix explode on a remote island with no hospital because she was afraid to tell us that she needed medical attention.
She didn't want us to have to drive 45 minutes back home.
Yes, so she could.
So instead, she got on a ferry to an island where there are no medical facilities. And she was like, if I'm going to be in pain, I'll just be in pain.
Put-in-Bay. No, that was a mistake. Don't be Crystal.
But listen to your body.
Listen to your body. If you're having physical symptoms, negative physical symptoms because of your job, you need to quit that job.
Yeah. I don't think her appendix burst because of her job. I just think that was
that's not
an example.
That was just an example. Crystal's appendix burst because of her appendix. Yeah. No other reason.
Exactly. And the thing that's nice about that is it's not going to happen again.
No, that was a one-time occurrence. Your appendix can only burst one time. Just the once.
I have been told that I am not being a team player when I'm trying to hold boundaries.
Yeah.
So I remember there was specifically, like maybe it was like a work trip that I needed to go on, and I had some concessions that maybe like they had to make because I was, this is a bad story. It's like very pregnant.
Oh.
And I like couldn't do it. Like couldn't do all the things that I needed to do or that like they had planned. And they were like, wow, you know what? It's just like really coming to my attention that you, among others, like aren't being team players. And I just think that like it just is clear to me that like you guys aren't gonna like essentially like make it here. And I was like, oh,
great. Sounds like I don't want to.
Yeah, okay.
That does remind me of something that I said yes to that I should have said no to. That was like 3 weeks after I came back to work from maternity leave with my oldest. A client asked me to come on site in another state for one day. And I should have just said no or sent someone else. But I felt this need to like prove that I was back and I could handle it and everything was fine. I literally flew to Atlanta. I like got on a plane at 6:00 in the morning, made it on site with the client at 9:10, and then flew home at 7:00 that night. And like was pumping on the plane, was pumping in the airport, was pumping in their office, was pumping in the Uber. It was like
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
I should have
That
just
was your own.
home.
Does that like in hindsight though? Like okay, so there's this one time, and I actually love this story. That sure, I probably also should have like I don't know who's defining the should haves, right? But
Yeah.
that I took Pippa on site with a client.
Oh yeah.
Because she was not taking a bottle. And so she was 5 months old, and my brother and sister-in-law came. They didn't have any kids at the time, and they took care of her the whole time. And they literally would bring her to me like every 2.5 to 3 hours to the office so that I could feed her, and then they would take her back. And then, like, I had the baby with me all
right.
night.
And these are also both pre-COVID. Like, in the year of our Lord, anything past 2020, did anyone need to be on site that badly?
No. They're like, yeah, I can come, but I'm going to have to bring my baby. They should have been like,
why don't you stay home? Let's do a Zoom meeting. I think that will be just fine.
It was a lot of fun. It's a good memory. Like that
yeah,
for me is
there's
fine,
parts of that I look back on and feel like, yeah, I did it. Like, I'm so empowered.
Yeah.
There's
and
also
it's
part
definitely like
that was like, I feel sad that I felt like I had
you had to do it. Yeah. But if you wanted to, then
yeah, I'm not
okay too. You're not sure yet.
I'm not sure if I wanted to.
You can discuss that with March.
Yeah, I need to discuss that with March.
Yeah.
But people pleasing, you know, it's very common. It's very common at work. It's common in your personal life. And it's hard to take a moment
and just be like, do I want this?
Is this what I actually want? And if so, why?
Or
and if you do, then great. Even if it seems crazy, if you want to do it, then do it. Like, you can figure it out. Everything's figure-outable. Everything works out for us. But
you don't want to do it?
Don't do it.
Say no.
Just say no. Just say no, kids. Just like Nancy Reagan said.
Today's episode is brought to you by Emmy Collective. Emmy is an agency-ish, our actual business. The one with contracts, client decks, and real marketing results. Not to be confused with this podcast, which is mostly unfiltered opinions and rogue hot takes. We specialize in scalable rev ops and no BS marketing ops. We help your team actually use the tools you're already paying for. So whether your database is a mess, your MQLs are a mystery, or your campaign queue is giving you heart palpitations, we're here to help. Head to emmyco.com to learn more. Saying no is not being selfish.
You know who's so good at this? The youth. Gen Z is amazing. This is like an acutely millennial problem. This is a chronic millennial condition.
They're like, why would you?
The Gen Zs they're not people pleasing.
They're not bothered.
No, they're just like, I'm not doing that because I think it's stupid and I don't want to.
You know what? I think that I hope as millennials that we generationally have given a spark that they're like, you know what? I'm going to do what the 30% of millennials are doing, not the 70.
Right.
They're taking that.
Right.
But basically, like,
we paved the way.
We paved the way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not being selfish because it's doing what is actually best for everyone.
Right. It is not
for
it's
you.
so cheesy, but that like you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yes.
It's true. It is not selfish to protect your peace and to protect your productivity and to protect your happiness. Like, you're not a good employee if you are miserable.
And you know what? If you're saying yes to something that you don't want to do and you're a people pleaser, then you should maybe think about this differently. You are absolutely ruining it for the person that does want to be there.
Yes. You know, someone told me that at some time in college too. I was actually here's a confession. When I was in college, I had 4 jobs at once because I couldn't quit any of them because I didn't know how to say no.
Because I couldn't or wouldn't.
Both. Like, I wanted to, but I also didn't want to. And someone told me, like, basically, you are spreading yourself too thin, and it's a disservice to whatever role it is that you're doing and the person that could fill it instead of you.
Yeah.
You don't have to be.
There could be somebody
all things to all people.
Who your no, or even like your maybe, is like a huge yes for someone else. Let them freaking do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've taken on plenty of things that I end up just kind of half-assing because I was spread too thin. Like, remember when I planned the Christmas tree lighting? Yeah. That was too much. I volunteered to help, and then the organizer moved to Wisconsin, and I became the organizer, and I was not.
I can't remember if it was at this point that you signed up for this or if it was something else where we were like heavy into like GDPR implementation of like checking the box on a form where the box cannot be pre-checked when someone is subscribing to an email. Like they have to physically check the box. And you were like doing all of these things. And I said, why are you doing them? The box is not pre-checked.
You have to explicitly
like,
opt into this.
Yeah, like you are not passively like, oh, someone signed me up for this, and so like I'll just leave it. Like,
right.
You have to make a physical decision. Yes, I, Sydney Mulligan, will take on this task.
Yes.
And you don't have to do that.
I pre-check the box for myself, but I'm learning to stop.
Yeah. It's a different mindset.
It's
unchecking the box is different.
Like if I can provide something, then I should. But that's just not true.
Yeah.
Like I can provide lots of things, but I can't provide everything.
Mm-hmm. But I do think like we need to shift from a mindset of opting out. Like the box is not pre-checked.
Right. We're moving to GDPR, not
spam. You're making a decision to do something.
Right.
You're not opting out of a decision that's already been made for you. And there's a big difference there.
Yeah. All right. We're going to play a game. Are you ready?
Ready.
It's called Boundary or Burnout.
Okay.
I'm going to read some stuff to
you.
You're going to read some stuff to me. And we're going to decide. But really fast. Is it a healthy boundary? Or is this just a response to burnout?
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Your coworker blocks 12 to 1 every day for lunch and actually takes it.
Good for them.
Love that. Love that. You know what? We love someone who remembers to eat. It's something we respect so much because we're so bad at it. Please eat lunch.
We had a colleague of ours recommend like that some people's treat to go through the day is that they get to eat. Like eating is the treat, but for us, eating is the chore. It seems like so. If you eat, you get to watch YouTube. And I'm like, oh, that is so good.
Spend your lunchtime watching
YouTube
shows on your phone.
If you eat.
But you have to eat at the same time.
Yeah. Love it. Okay.
That's great.
Your boss ends every meeting with real quick, one more thing.
Bad. That's the bad place. It's never real quick and it's never just one more thing.
Yeah.
But you know what? I must confess, I'm also guilty of that.
You know what?
I think it's an ADHD problem.
I think that the receiving person just needs to be like, you know what? Great idea.
Can you put that in an email?
We're going to take this
offline. Take this in the grass to the garbage can.
Take this offline. Yeah. So you have to hold that boundary.
Yeah.
Because that one actually probably isn't going away. Sometimes you have to like tell someone to act differently, and sometimes you just need to hold your own boundary.
As someone who does annoying things like that due to whatever reason, I so respect when someone's like, no, I don't have time for one more thing. Please Slack me about that. And I'll respond later.
Perfect.
I'll be like, that's a great idea. Excellent plan. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
If they don't respond positively to your boundary, that's them. That's the problem. Okay. Your manager says, first of all, go back in time. Remember what it's like to have a manager.
I cannot. I'm unemployable, but okay.
Your manager says, don't feel pressure to reply on weekends, but emails you every Saturday.
That's fine. You know what? I have a lot to say about this. I'll try to say it quickly. There was a shift pre-COVID and post-COVID, which was on the person working. Do not send emails during this time. Mm-hmm. Do not send emails after hours. Do not send emails on the weekends. Do not Slack people on the weekends. Mm-hmm. And because it was like showing a bad example.
Yes. And it did seem like kind of a flex.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm working.
Like, oh, look at me.
But I do think post-COVID, with the more like flexible work styles, fractional and consulting, and everyone's remote, that it's the onus is not actually on the receiving person to not reply to the email on the weekend. No one is asking you to do that. I mean, if they're like, hey, reply quick, like that's a conversation you have to have, right? But if someone's sending an email on a Saturday,
like the boundary is that you're not checking your email on Saturday. If you don't work on Saturday, don't check your email.
And I will be working on Saturdays. And sure, I could schedule it for later, but like that's more work. Just don't answer the email.
Okay.
I'm not expecting the email. I'm not expecting.
You and I have these boundaries with each other.
I work a lot at night.
You work a lot at night, and I don't work at night. I can't do split attention like that. I work in the morning and I work during the day, and then at night I need to be off. So if you need to talk about work at night,
I typically put it in Slack.
I tell you to Slack me. Don't text me. I don't have Slack push notifications turned on. Yeah. But if I feel like going to check Slack in the evening, sometimes I will. Yeah. And I'll respond.
Yep.
Or I'll save it for tomorrow.
And frankly, it just helps with the organization. If I talk to you about personal stuff in text,
we can't
Slack.
We can't have like 3 threads going at once, like a Slack thread, a text thread, and an Instagram DMs. Yeah. And we have to keep those categories well defined.
Agree.
Okay, next one. Oh, wait, it's your turn.
Okay.
It's your turn.
You get calendar invited to a recurring optional brainstorm at 7:30 a.m.
Oh, well, it's optional, so don't go.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Easy. Done.
Easy. Decline.
Or maybe you're a morning person. You love it. Go.
Great. Or if you're like, I would really love to be able to join this brainstorm at 7:30 outside of my working schedule, reach out to the organizer and be like, hey, is there any way to move this to slightly later in the day? And they can say yes, or they can say no. And both are perfectly fine answers.
Yay. Yeah, everyone. All right, your turn.
That's my turn. You finally say no to a last minute request and then immediately get hit with the I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Sorry.
I can't say what I want to say.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Exactly.
Sounds like something to take to therapy.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, that's rude.
That's some sad news for you.
But I'm fine with my decision.
So sorry you feel that way.
I approve of myself. I don't need your approval. I don't care that you're disappointed. I'm thrilled.
I want you to sit in that disappointment.
Yeah.
Maybe work on your distress tolerance.
You should really feel it. Because if you're going to say that to me, you deserve a consequence of your own actions.
If you're going to feel that disappointed about work, it might be time for you to go outside and touch some grass.
Yeah. Sad news.
Sad news.
Okay. A client texts you after hours.
Oh, bad.
So sorry to bug you. And then bugs you.
Blocked. Blocked. You know what?
I'm bad at this.
I have set this boundary because I have given out my phone number to clients.
Oh, we stop that.
A small number of times, and I have regretted it every time. And I've had like prospects call me at night, and I'll be like sent to voicemail, like I'm not talking to you right now. And I've set the boundary, like, please email me about this. I don't want it to get lost in my texts and voicemails. It's not what I use this for. If you would like to talk to me, we can schedule a call.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. This is like hard for me to talk about or mention because I haven't even had my phone number in my signature since I've had a corporate provided device, which could be turned off. Like I would just turn that off on the weekends and just not answer it. But I guess even after hours, I usually let this slide, to be honest, to be totally honest. I usually do like let this slide one time because I'll be like, maybe it is.
Maybe it's actually an emergency.
Maybe it's actually an emergency.
But you know what? We work in marketing, not
never an emergency.
Not brain surgery.
Yeah, it's never.
Sending emails, not saving lives.
Yeah, so there have been times where it has just been a one-time thing, and there's been other times where I'm getting side messages. Yeah, and I really have to be like, you know what? This is not something that I can sustain.
No. Okay. You write "not available on Fridays" in your email signature and mean it.
Love it. Good for you.
I think it depends. I don't know.
If you just don't work Fridays.
Yeah. I think you have to be a little flexible.
Not available on Saturdays. Like it'd be weird to put it on there. But
yeah, Fridays are like still during the business week.
That's why I think
depends on what your situation is.
That's why I'm thinking it's at least healthy to communicate that you're not going to be answering emails. Like you're just being like, hi, I just want you to know, like I don't work Fridays.
Yeah.
It's better than just ignoring people every Friday.
It's true. If you're going to set a boundary, you got to communicate it. Got to communicate it.
Like, Sydney doesn't love it, but like at least now we know.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have one more. A teammate declines a Slack message with, "Today's not a good day to talk." That's bizarre a little, but okay.
Well, okay. So we discussed it.
So what's the tea?
What's the tea? Girl, do you want to talk about it? Like, I will let this slide, but I'm going to need some gossip in return.
Give me the details.
Can you please dish just a little bit? Okay, I do think I'd respect so much that the youths of today set radical boundaries. Sometimes they go a little too far. Like, you do still have to show up to work.
Well, that's true. Like, it should just be like, hey, I'm actually have a mental health day today.
I'm taking a sick day. Whatever your policy is, do you have unlimited PTO, unlimited sick day, whatever it is, just be like, I'm out sick today.
Or if you're just going to say, this is not a good time, it needs to be later, maybe say like, I'm available from 1 to 3 today.
Yeah.
And 2 to 4 tomorrow. Like,
I can't talk about this right now, but I can later. And
Yeah.
I'd be happy to.
Yeah.
You can't be vague.
You can't
You can't just like not work.
Nobody wants to work anymore.
Last night or this morning, I don't know, we were looking at we were having small internet time, and I found that video of someone interviewing students from Texas A&M, and they were like, "What's your major, and how much money are you expecting to make when you graduate?" Every single one of those children said $90,000 or more.
Yeah.
Most of them were like
Six figures.
Six figures. Have you
No.
been in the world
Whatever you're gonna say, the answer is no.
No, they have not. Who is telling them these lies?
They're looking it up. Like, what is the typical
Like,
average
what job
salary
am I
of
gonna
a
get?
business person?
Probably a senior manager. That's going to be my first, because I went to college.
Because my major was in management.
Yeah, I'm a management. I went through the management college at Texas A, and I don't know if you know about that,
but I will not be applying for entry level positions. I'm
not entry level because I went to college.
Well, managing.
Mr. Manager. That's me. Kids are all right. They'll be okay.
Okay, mini masterclass time.
Well, welcome to our mini masterclass on how to say no. First of all, first lesson.
No.
No is a complete sentence. You don't actually have to say anything but no. But we are going to teach you some other things that you can say to soften the blow.
Okay.
Okay.
How to say no without burning bridges. Ready? How to push back on unreasonable deadlines.
Oh. I am not able to commit to the full scope of this deliverable by that deadline. Is there flexibility on the deadline, or is there flexibility on the scope or the resourcing?
Period. How to say no to your boss and survive.
It seems like we've insufficiently resourced this project. Are there other team members available to assist so we can hit the target deadline?
I think that you can probably... You just need to be comfortable with your boss from day one, first of all.
Yes. I mean, if you don't have the kind of relationship with your boss where you can be like, hey, there's no way this is happening. What are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
If you are a youth that is watching this and you are lucky enough to report to a millennial, let me tell you how flattered we, the millennials, will be.
For you to say no.
For you to be like, hey, I can't. This is not reasonable.
Thinking of a specific scenario, which I will not define further than what I'm about to, where someone did say no to their boss. And this boss did not reply in a friendly manner. They replied more with some, like, war analogies.
You know, that is a big old giant stinking red flag right there. That's time to get a different situation.
I think that our friends need to learn about saying no to your boss.
I mean, the answer is not always just quit your job. Like, there is such a thing as managing up. We're not saying that every situation is unrecoverable. Some of them are. That one was unrecoverable. Yes. And that person did quit their job, and that was the right decision. But you can manage up to your boss. And very often, your boss is being a dick about this because someone above them is putting pressure on them.
Right.
That doesn't mean it's okay, but you can ask them specifically for what you need to accomplish what they're asking for, and that is often better received than just a no.
Yeah, don't ever. I know you said no.
No, it's a complete sentence, but you probably shouldn't.
Like, not to your boss.
Just say no to your boss. You can just say no to drugs. You could just say no to unwanted sexual advances.
You could just go to, like,
your boss.
And you go to dinner with me tonight.
No. Do you want to see a picture of my boobs? No.
To your boss. No, but.
What I can do. You know how, like, in improv, it's a yes and, you know? In setting boundaries, it's a no, but.
Yeah.
No, but this is what I can do.
Yes, exactly. All right, so when to say not right now instead of no, forever no.
Well, listen to your body. I guess I need a lot more context to really.
Well, you know what? In anything, you should have values and standards that are your baseline.
Guiding principles. Yeah.
Oh, so, like, check them out. Is it aligning?
Right. Is this like you can't do this because of bandwidth, but you would in theory like to?
Yeah.
That's a not right now. Is this a you can't do this because it puts you in fight or flight and makes you feel the bad things in your body, that's never. You should just not do that.
Yeah. All right. Proactive boundaries, setting expectations before things get messy. This is why I like I don't work on Fridays.
Yeah, that's true.
You're never going to come at me for that.
Specifically, the I don't work on Fridays is a little like, this is a full-time job. So
but maybe it's not.
If it's not, that's different.
That's what I'm saying. What if it's not? I don't work on Fridays. Or if it is a full-time job, we work 4-day work weeks.
That sounds amazing. Love a 4-day work week. I would love a 4-day work week. Maybe I should do that. Should I give that to myself?
You are backpedaling on your I don't like the no work on Fridays.
Maybe I didn't like that because I'm jealous.
1,000%. Maybe you should try summer Fridays. Summer's coming up.
You know what? New policy.
Summer
Fridays for Emmy Collective.
Which means Sydney and I will not be working, but the rest of you all probably
need you to probably keep working.
But only if you want to.
If you don't, set the boundary. Put in your email signature and then it's okay.
Everyone will know. Exactly. All right. Scripts for saying no with professionalism and kindness. I think we can get into this now.
Great. I'm ready.
How to say no like a pro.
Have you seen those YouTube or the Instagram videos of the like law offices that ask their kids to translate stuff into legalese?
Oh, that's funny.
They'll be like, the park is closed. And they're like, the public outdoor recreational facility has ceased operations for the day per their disclosures and ordinance.
That's what we're about to do.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay. I think maybe you have some on your phone too.
I do. You're right. You want me to go first?
Sure.
Can you just whip up a quick pitch deck tonight?
No.
You gave me shit about the no as a complete sentence, but you do that to me all the time.
Do you want to know why? Now that I'm thinking about it, it was like, no, obviously.
Obviously, no. What a stupid thing to ask.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that we did that because you're right. Like, you're coaching me, masterclass. Like, Lauren, you need to give context. But I don't think I do need to give context.
You do, though.
Unless that person is giving me such good context. Like, I am so sorry. I have to take my child to the hospital. Is there any way you can help me with this? Of course, I would not be like,
if not, no worries.
No. No, I'd be like, oh my gosh, yes, let me see what I can move around. Or let me find someone to help you.
Right.
Like, if you were asking me to do something at night.
Can you just, any request that says,
can you just?
Anything with can you just, anything with the word just, you're allowed to do no as a complete sentence on that.
Trigger.
Okay,
try again. Here's another reason why I might say yes. If I'm already working. If I'm already there and you're like, how much longer are you going to be working?
I've already got big internet open.
Ask me again, though. I'll try better.
Okay. Hey, Lauren.
No.
You're the one with the PDA.
I already know. It's just going to be no. I've got nothing else to say.
Okay. You asked me the same question. You asked me the pitch deck question, and then I'll show you how this works. Okay.
Okay. No. Here's one. I have a question for you.
Okay.
QQ. Quick question.
QQ. No.
Quick Q.
No.
Can you rebrand the website this week? You didn't say no, you just laughed.
Okay, I don't recommend that. Let's discuss the parameters of what you mean by rebrand. A rebrand can be very in-depth, or it can be a light reskin. I'd be happy to discuss what sort of MVP is possible on such a short timeline, but for a more in-depth rebrand, we will likely need a longer timeline.
Good job. I have a feeling my next one just me know, but let's find out.
Hey, I know it's your PTO, but could you just jump on this call?
I'm sorry, I'm unavailable at this time, but I will be returning from my vacation on Monday. I'm happy to discuss then.
Great. You can also say you could reach out to.
You're right.
Yeah.
Sydney's working.
Sometimes neither one of us are working. We try not to do that, but it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your turn.
We're launching a podcast. You're hosting it. Surprise.
This has already happened to me. You know what I said? Yes.
Okay, let's say you wanted to say no.
Can you talk to me a bit more about this podcast and why you feel that I'm the best choice for co-host?
So that I can recommend
like
someone else?
Something that's in my wheelhouse or something I have capacity for right now. I'd be happy to help assist you with some recommendations for a more fitting host.
Good for you.
Okay, ready? We need you to plan the holiday party again. No budget this time. Pull some budget out of your ass and hire a real party planner because no one in this town gets out of bed for less than $10,000.
I'm really closing my eyes because I'm trying to have to imagine myself as someone who wants to plan any party, let alone this one.
Many parties last year.
Sort of. I more like copied and pasted them. But if you want me to plan a party with no budget, and my answer to this is no, I'm going to say I do not have the capacity to do that this year. Thank you for thinking of me.
You know what? That's what I said when I quit the Christmas tree lighting. They wanted me to do it another year, and I said, this event deserves someone who can give it the time and energy that it really requires, and I just don't have capacity for that this year.
Nailed it. Okay, you're the only one who knows the back end, so you're IT now.
I'll show you my back end.
All right. I don't need to be
you're the only one that knows the back end. False. Seems that it leaves our company in a really vulnerable position to have one point of error like that. Let me instead focus my energy on creating documentation and training some of my peers so we can all support the company together.
Wow. That is you taking on a lot more work.
I know. A lot of these have been me taking on more work.
We need to talk about
I think you need to end all of them with, and let's discuss what of my other priorities can shift to accommodate this new responsibility.
Yes, that is such a big one, though.
Yeah.
You don't have to take on more.
You don't have to take on more. No.
Maybe it's different.
If you have the capacity for it, great. Or offer up what you do have the capacity for. Or tell them that you can take on this thing, but it will come at the cost of something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you onboard the new hire? We didn't tell anyone, but they're starting today. Do I get to take them to lunch? Can we go somewhere expensive?
Yeah. On board, I'd say what I would probably say is, hey, I cannot do full onboarding, but I'm happy to take them to lunch. I'm happy to meet with them on Zoom from 2 to 3 today.
Mm-hmm.
Like very specific.
In an office, I'm happy to
the only
make sure that they're connected with some of the other colleagues and feel welcome.
Exactly. The only reason for me personally, this is not a recommendation, that this is not just a NO period, is because there's another poor person involved.
Yeah. It's not their fault that someone really drew the pooch on their onboarding.
Right. So I would try to have a chat with them.
Or at least to make sure they feel welcome.
I am not onboarding them. Or you know what I would say? I'd be like, hey, it's going to be a slow day for you. Like,
here's some documentation.
Yeah. Go watch Netflix. Have your laptop open. Like, we'll try again tomorrow.
Or some like HR shit that you have to do. Like, go talk to them. Maybe there's some paperwork.
It's fine. Yeah.
Try again tomorrow.
All right. Ooh, I double booked. Can you present my deck at the all hands?
No. Thank you for thinking of me. However, I do not feel sufficiently prepared to present your materials. Is there any way that we can shift the all hands to another day, or we can cancel your other meeting?
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that last part. I'd just be like, thanks, because you know what they're going to do? It's not actually you that they want. They just want
someone.
So
someone else can do this. It's not me.
Yeah. Hope you find... No, but I hope you find someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
Best wishes.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
So, in conclusion.
In conclusion on this game, this episode, and this season.
It's one of my favorite topics.
That's what Nancy Reagan said first. Just
say
no.
It really is one of my favorite topics.
I
can talk about it forever because it changed my life when I started to hold my boundaries.
If you feel like you are not good at setting boundaries, the first person you should talk to is a therapist. Can't recommend it enough.
Yes.
There's trauma there.
And secondarily, I think people have a hard time holding boundaries, or like they get themselves into precarious situations because they actually don't know what their boundaries are.
Yeah.
So like step one, define your step one, meet with a therapist. Step two,
define your values. Define your values.
Yeah.
And then define your boundaries.
Define your boundaries and then stick to it.
Yep.
And it feels so good. And why I love it so much is because when I talk about this and I see other people do it, I'm like, yeah, no, of course. Great job. Oh, God,
I know we've already talked about Crystal, but I do think this was an excellent example of boundary setting when Crystal's appendix was exploding and she could not find it in herself to set the boundary that she needed to go to the hospital. And Crystal and I, two of the worst people pleasers ever, were like out trying to out people please each other. It was like the people pleasing Olympics where I was trying to make sure Crystal knew that I wasn't going to be mad if we needed to not do the thing that we planned and instead
go to the
seek medical attention. And she was like, no, I'm not going to ruin the fun activity. If I'm going to feel sick, I'll just feel sick on the island.
Do you know what she said too after that? She was like, I've learned my lesson. I was like, you have not. You absolutely have not. This is like one of the worst it could get, and you still
could have
do some stuff that I'm like, you should have
said no.
You should not have answered. There's somebody there's somebody that calls her regularly at like 8:00 in the morning, and I make fun of her so badly for it because she answers the phone with like her little Long Island accent. Hello. And I'm like, I know exactly who that is calling her right now. And why is she picking up that phone call? Anyway. All right.
We love declining a phone call. Easiest boundary to set.
The easiest now.
Good luck out there, little podcast.